Got five, four, three, two, one. Good morning. Happy Father's Day. And, well, I have tea. But how's everybody doing? How's your Father's Day going? And especially with the two fathers that are in the room right now. Anima, Skeptic, how's your day going? And in fact, I think you guys celebrate your Father's Day either this morning or yesterday. I believe, Anima, you celebrated yours like this morning?
I don't know what you're talking about,
It's Father's Day.
but Anima is a girl.
The Aeon Anima.
That's me sipping my tea to your sarcasm. Anyway.
Oh, the Aeon Anima. Yeah. So my Father's Day was fine. I had waffles and ghost pepper eggs made, just your average
I'm sorry, I forgot your trademark.
surprise breakfast.
Got a surprise breakfast, and Skeptic spent his entire yesterday, which, I think he's busy right now.
Multitasking, but I can still hear. Yeah, I did
Say,
mine yesterday. Leah got me a lot. She bought me a new smartwatch.
nice.
Nice.
Fossil brand ones. Very expensive.
Jeez.
Like, why'd you give me this expensive ass smartwatch? I'm just like, oh.
Hey man, take it or leave it. I got three $10 gift cards. Just saying.
So
Very good.
this is gonna be more of a hopefully organized podcast. I remember off
No.
before it should have, but it is hopefully because we are going to be talking a lot about E3 for the most part. See if we can come down with a more collaborative, maybe understanding thought, because I know a lot of people have a lot to say about E3,
Yo,
especially.
everybody, it's your boy, the Aeon Anima, and we're here to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly with
Oh
E3.
God, no! Don't start that way. That's like the worst way to start anything.
And so what happened was, no, listen, E3 was a bit of a disappointment overall. Like, listen, there's nothing really to debate about it. I mean, like everybody kind of just was calling this whole E3 mid.
Well, I
But
mean,
give me just a moment.
if Skeptic wants to start off that discussion,
Sure.
since he's multitasking.
Start off. What? Well, okay, yeah, just free ball it, I guess. E3 free ball.
Free ball. What? Excuse me?
Say it was
E-ball.
random.
I know it's Father's Day and all, but you could at least bring underwear to the table.
Ew. Please don't put your ball in. God.
At least he showered. He showered, I'm sure. Gotta keep it fresh and so clean.
So, what do you got to say, Skeptic?
Oh wait, are we live?
Yes.
We're doing it live? Oh, okay. So what even is E3, by the way? Question.
I forget what the heck the thing stands for, but isn't it Electronics Expo something?
Oh,
Electronic
I think
Entertainment Expo.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
there we go.
Electronic Entertainment Expo. I was like, I couldn't remember the actual three E's, but yeah, it wasn't originally wasn't as far as the name goes, wasn't even supposed to be just for games, but yeah, I don't know, that's what it turned out to be.
because like I remember back in the day, some people used to think that it's for like the three companies, what was it, the like trinity of like Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft.
I heard somebody say to me the other day, that they thought E3 was for that year, for a specific year because of the three. I'm like, no. Mm.
Yes,
No,
it
it's not.
was.
My God.
It's for 2003,
I
2013.
think that's what it was. I think it was 20. Yeah, I think it was 2013. Actually, I think that's what he said. I said
That's
no.
That's
No.
that's hilarious. That's a new one. I have to remember that
Wait,
one.
what
kinda
did
funny.
somebody say it was? I missed it.
Someone had thought that E3 was for the specific year 2013. That's why I had 3 in it. When I brought it up to him yesterday, he said, "Wait, that's still going on?" I said, "Yeah, it happens every year." And then he told me that. I was like, "Oh, no, it's because of the name. I couldn't remember the entertainment part, but I was like, it's the name has
That's actually wild.
yeah, has 3 E's in it, so it's like Electronics Expo something. I couldn't remember the last E, but yeah,
Are we
that's why.
doing face cam?
If I had
No.
known, I would have wore a proper shirt.
No, I was just testing out the campsite, and it's good.
Oh
Oh
my
wait,
God.
I shouldn't have said campsite.
What now? What's this? Exposed?
What's the word?
Everyone,
Save myself. Save myself.
everyone is exposed.
No.
Uh,
Everyone that's exposed.
But
Gotcha.
but
everyone else
it.
exposed. There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm rocking my freaking DeVry University shirt, bro. Like,
I know, right? Sponsorship.
no.
I was trying to test out the Discord cam, and it works
goodness.
perfectly fine.
Mm.
So we'll just call this segment "Fuck It." We'll do it live.
No.
Sounds like
Keep
a good
going. Keep
idea.
going with the E3
Give the
randomness.
fans
It's
what they
fine.
want.
It's fine.
It's
E3
fine.
randomness. Okay, because a lot of people have been thinking we don't even need E3 anymore, bro. And like I feel like we don't need the song and dance anymore. But like I appreciate the core concept of E3. I feel like we still need that.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
like a game representation of like was it honestly what it's like 5 or 6 companies: Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo,
Ubisoft.
Bethesda,
No. It's
Ubisoft.
there's a slew of
Well,
I
games.
mean,
EA.
like the big name ones. Oh yeah, EA. Yeah, you're right. It's like 7.
Squeenix.
Okay.
So
It's
We
a
didn't
lot
say
of
Oh
it.
yeah,
people.
Square. Yeah,
Yes,
you're right.
it's
You're
a
right.
lot of people. But
Honest.
I think what people are saying is that they don't need the middleman. E3 is the middleman.
Well, I mean,
Mm.
like, don't forget, like, freaking the last, well, not the last one, but like the last, like, on location E3. Sony had a whole pseudo concert. It's like all those people got paid just to. It was all for one game. It's the craziest part. It was all for The Last of Us, for no
Yeah, you're
reason.
right.
But yes, game of the year.
Yeah, to some people, definitely game of the
But
year.
I liked a majority of what we saw at this current E3 session. I don't even know what to call it anymore. E3 session. It's too late, Doc. You should have had that on first.
No, it's not.
What's up, Doc? Masquerade. So this is next time we need to. Well, I guess because it wasn't Sunday. Yo, if will E3 ever happen on a Sunday?
E3 will always happen on a weekend.
Okay, next time there's like some gaming shit happening, like Sunday around this time, we need like a co-host, co-live. I don't know.
Some of the companies shut that shit down.
Yeah. So like
Wow.
E3 for some creators they had to get permission for it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like Maximilian Dude always asks for permission for Capcom and Square Enix.
Just had to ruin my morning. Why?
Although you
I
can
mean-
probably do it for Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't really do anything for that. Like they've learned their lesson. And
Have
they just
they?
well
I
they
was about
let
to say,
they
didn't Aeon Anima say something the other day about like Nintendo saying, "Oh no, okay, I think that might have just been on the phone with me." So please, Aeon Anima, tell them what you told me.
Go
All
ahead.
right. So
The
right before everybody was about to live stream their podcast, they sent out a tweet saying not to do that and that we weren't allowed to and that they could take legal action. And so Twitch had to make a comment to reinforce that they weren't going to live stream or mirror the direct, which gave a lot of streamers pause and created a lot of confusion and a lot of anguish right before their event went off. I was about to stream it myself, and then I withdrew the feed and effectively had to make a well, just effectively be my screen like this and me laughing and no sound and no video coming from the direct. You know, like me reacting to silence. That's what it looked like. It was just
Oh, so
intense staring
so
at the screen.
basically, you were doing like, I guess you could say a
Improv, like
no,
E3
no, no, no.
improv.
It's called um like live commentary, but like
Oh,
it's just them and the
so
other people who are
improv
watching.
reaction.
They have to have like another window of the E3 coverage going on. So it's
Yeah,
like
something like that.
that's
Why don't
what
we
it
just like
basically would
flip
be.
the? Why don't you just like flip the video and like does that still work anymore, or have they or has technology advanced to like catch that?
Yeah, you could
Like you
flip
could
the
like you flip the
video.
video.
You could probably flip the video, but it like the audio's still going.
No. Oh, okay. I see your point. I see
So,
your point.
oh, I
But
mean, in all fairness, if that's their decision as a business
trash,
to no, I mean, if it in all fairness, if that's the case, then it's
trash.
like, it's whatever.
That
No,
was garbage.
no. It's totally trash.
That they Nintendo'd the hell out of Nintendo's direct, you know, like
I mean,
we
Like
could
a majority of people, like these companies really overreact. A majority of people, first of all, no one's going to think that anything got stolen. Number one, so there's that. But number two, a majority of people are still going to watch the actual live conference. Like it's like there's probably like a less than 10%. I would even say five. Less than 10% of people are going to watch it through their streamer slash YouTuber. The other 90 are going to watch it live raw, like we've been doing. It's like they're really overreacting. I cannot.
we're not out here trying to take away from their audience.
I know.
well,
We're
We're gonna take our profits. Like,
I
come
mean,
on.
ultimately, I don't know, and I don't think we like
I
any of
know.
us really knows because we're
I do.
not like, oh, okay, so you're sitting in that office, you're listening to their businesses right now.
You can't give me you can't give me one valid reason other than fuck you, pay me.
Why would they need to be paid through any of their live streams when none of first of all, they're not partnered on Twitch, they don't get any money from any of this. If there's anything, possibly YouTube, but I don't think they have any kind of like partnership with YouTube, so all of that is just a showcase in its own right. There's no money to be gained.
I don't know. They broke anyway compared to Sony and
That's just
Microsoft. They
not
don't
really
have this. They
not
don't
really
have the same. Like they're just not even in the same league. Because Sony and Microsoft weren't just game companies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're tech
true.
companies.
They're like media slash tech companies.
Like they have way more financial power than Nintendo ever had, and the fact that Nintendo is like as powerful as it is in the gaming world is because it's a gaming company. Sony and Microsoft entering into that, they were outsiders, you know? Like they joined in sort of late. Like we had Sega, we had Nintendo duking it out, and then Sony comes out of nowhere, and then you have Microsoft down the line even further. And it's just like, okay, now what? Is this what it's gonna be from here on out? And yeah, apparently so, because
Yes.
it hasn't ended. But Nintendo stopped playing the whole who won E3 game the moment they started doing directs. They just stopped showing up and just started going, you know what, we're gonna live stream it, and they were ahead of the curve. Let's be honest; like they had it figured out.
And that's why Microsoft tried to do their own direct kind of thing. Especially Sony.
Yeah.
Sony tried, and they almost entirely copied Nintendo. They did their thing, and I was confused for a second because I was a few minutes late to one of their showcases. And I'm like, is this Nintendo? It's just blue. It's blue and white. I can't really tell. They were doing
Sega?
these like the same sequence, same transitions. Like as a person who edits videos, I'm like, wow, they
Mm.
straight up copied Nintendo. And I'm a little upset about that, but like it's whatever. I've decided not to like really like fight or complain too much about it because like what Nintendo will be Nintendo until they actually do fuck up with something that does irreparable harm. And
Well, that
when
wasn't this year,
like
unfortunately.
like they saying you can't really restream their stream, I would say that's negative on their part. But it's like
You know,
it's not really harming anything at the same
you know,
time.
I was about to say, wait, Etika used to do that, but then I think, well, maybe that was too far back before like
No,
other crackdowns happened.
not that far back.
Not that far,
I don't
right?
think it's been a year anniversary yet.
No, it's past
Has it?
that, bro.
It's past that. Like
It's way past that, bro.
like we're like in the
Sheesh.
middle of like 2 and 3, somewhere in there.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Time
it goes
flies,
to
bro.
show. It goes to show like how I feel like he was with us just yesterday, man.
I
Right.
know.
Rest in
Seriously.
peace. Like
Like
I haven't gotten
just so
past that
everyone
one.
is like clear on his level of influence, people still re-upload his old shit just so it can stay on YouTube consistently. All of his videos. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
when someone outlives their own time on Earth, man, that's how you know they had an influence.
Right.
So it's pretty crazy. But yeah, rest in peace. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He was a legendary content creator.
Yeah, surely everyone has heard of the Joy-Con boys.
Yeah.
I will,
Um,
I will say, a lot of his reactions and like his
Yeah.
entire, like the core of his group, right? They be a little wild, but
Oh
all in
yeah.
all, it's very positive.
But like he himself put out positive influence, so
Right.
focus on that.
So I mean,
But
my heart's out goes on to it. So
what was everyone's favorite or favorite slash most interested in game thing that happened at E3 besides Breath of the sequel?
oh, darn it.
I didn't catch any of either, so yeah.
Get out.
Okay, so just
that sucks
just
because they showed a little
what-
bit more of Breath of the Wild too.
Oh,
man, it's not gonna be called that.
Skeptic sent me that. We had the conversation, Skeptic. I respectfully disagree with you. I actually don't think they have any other way to go with that title. But Skeptic showed me the video for that. Actually, you know what?
Super Monkey
Do they
Ball.
have, you know what?
No,
Do they have gameplay of it? Like another gameplay video, like just actual gameplay and like minus the like trailer. I'm asking anybody.
Oh, I don't know, but I was about to bring up the whole free to play Halo multiplayer. That was
Yeah, I was
probably
about to say that's
most
probably
interesting
your
for me.
favorite.
It's probably
Yeah, I think that's the way to
interesting for
go,
me.
which is hilarious because
Because we
VA
were
on
just
Amazon
talking about that.
literally made that argument.
Yeah.
Yo.
That like we were like pushing Uncharted's praise for doing that. They were way ahead. They were so far ahead. That was like 2017. Like, man,
So it was prophesized, Sync Weaver. So it was prophesized.
None of that matters compared to Elden Ring.
I mean,
y'all don't know
no,
how
I
long
Elden
I've been
Ring
waiting
does
for
look
that
good.
game.
And like I was gonna be hype about that, but then I saw a dark fantasy souls, and I was like, oh, what is this?
Dark
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Dark Fantasy Souls. What?
Yeah,
But let's talk about like
You talking about? Oh no, you're talking about Stranger's
Chaos.
Paradise.
I'm going to kill chaos.
it's
Bro.
literally
chaos?
dark fantasy souls.
Bro, it was
Are
made
you
by the same
chaos?
people who made Neo, and Neo. I'm sorry,
And
even though I
Neo
like
is-
Neo
is
does not
Edo-
stand up to no.
Wait.
Neo does not stand up to From Software's Dark or Bloodborne.
I think you might be mistaken on what he's talking about.
Nope.
Did
No,
Team
he's
Ninja
not.
Did Team Ninja make Neo?
So I think they did because they said that who's head of the helm of Stranger's Paradise is what's his face? Kingdom Hearts. Nomura.
Nomura.
Nomura. And
Nomura.
and whoever made Neo is making Stranger's Paradise. So I think that was Team Ninja.
Okay, now I have to look this up because I was not aware of this. I just know
like
that Team
Nomura.
Ninja's behind freaking Dead or Alive, right?
Team Ninja. So Team Ninja. Team Ninja was made. I think they made Neo, right? And yes, Team Ninja did make Neo.
Okay, that's interesting to know. I did not know that, but all I know is that Team Ninja is the shit because even though I did not like what's it called NT, they had a hand in that, but I didn't like NT because the city in O12 exists. So yeah, but that doesn't mean that NC was a bad game. But Team Ninja has made pretty good games as long as as long as I've known them. So now I kind of want to try Neo. I stayed away from it because it was similar to Dark Souls. But seeing the trailer for that game, Stranger's Paradise, that's the if I'm thinking of the right game, I should be thinking of the right game. Hold
Yeah,
on.
it's Final Fantasy slash Neo,
Okay. All right.
and
So seeing that, it actually looks pretty interesting, and with what Team Ninja does with their mechanics on beat 'em ups, yeah, I'm kind of interested in that.
okay, so because I've played Neo,
Well, you should
I
probably relate it more to Ninja Gaiden than
no,
Neo. But
it's not Ninja Gaiden. Trust me when I say that it's basically Neo. Ninja
oh,
Gaiden is more fluid, but and and I'm saying this in the most positive way. Ninja Gaiden has like good combat, really amazing combat, whereas
so you feel
Neo is purposely made to have good combat. I wouldn't say on the level of Ninja Gaiden, but what hindered Neo and Neo 2 from when I played it was the level design. And couple that with the battle that I felt in Neo, it hindered it a bit. And when you take I know it's not as huge as like how Neo or what it seems to be Stranger's Paradise, but when you take like Dark Souls or Bloodborne and couple that with their level design and how it just flows, I don't think that. I mean, it's close, but I don't think it beats out like something like Bloodborne or Dark Souls 3, which is the
fair.
reason why I'm saying like Stranger's Paradise, um, as as cool as it looks, there's just some things that I'm not taken into, especially since I've actually was watching Maximilian dude. He played the demo and he was feeling it. How the design for Neo was in Stranger's Paradise, and that was just the demo, right? He said he liked the demo, but the flaws that was in Neo is in Stranger's Paradise, is what he said. And the combat, as good as it is, doesn't. And this is, I guess he has like no. This is definitely bias on his part. He was like, it doesn't really feel like this is a Final Fantasy game. It feels like a Neo game, is what he said. And he says that's not bad. It's just I don't feel Final Fantasy when I see this game or feel or play this game. And
Okay.
Okay,
he put out a video explaining all of that.
I'll
And
go check it out.
yeah, and from what I can see, it does have a lot of the Neo tropes in there, which kind of worries me because I've gotten upset at a few parts in Neo where the level design kind of screwed me, and that's just my history. That
So, what you're saying is that Gangster's Paradise
is
is
is nothing to Crypt Life Elden Ring. Yes,
is really really just discount Matrix.
I you know what? I've never played a Matrix game except for
No,
Matrix Online.
Oh
I've
my
never played a
God.
Matrix game
Uh,
either.
fucking you guys never played what was the name of that game? I think it was in freaking 2001 that game came out. It was a Matrix game that did not star
Neo
Neo or Trinity. It was
or
two other
Morpheus
characters, or Morpheus. It was two other characters. The game was so fun. I
Oh,
gotta look it up.
uh,
Um,
Jada and the Asian guy.
yes, yes. Thank you for remembering that, Skeptic. Oh my God.
so random.
Thank you
Jada
for
and the Asian
remembering
guy.
that.
Oh yeah. Excuse me, Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yes, she was a whole like Matrix video game character.
Oh my God, the game was so good, man.
It was
It was
like
so fun.
that's that's one of those obscure. See, everyone played the first one with Keanu Reeves, you know what I mean? But like they had a sequel that no one played except for me and you, Penny.
Apparently.
Yeah, I didn't play that unfortunately.
Oh, trust me, we have a lot of obscure shit like
uh,
Toonblade.
Ghost and Niobe. That
Thank
was
you,
their
Niobe.
in-game name.
Yes, Ghost
Ghost
and
and
Niobe.
Niobe.
So
Yes.
so on that note,
Matrix 4?
Let's move on to Nintendo's Direct versus the Wholesome Direct.
Wait, Sing, what was your oh no, Elden Ring. Okay.
Yeah.
Anima, what was yours?
It was
You're
the
looking forward
Nintendo
to?
Direct versus the Wholesome
No, no,
Direct.
no, 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 no.
You,
A game that you're looking forward to.
Oh, I don't really have one. Is that bad?
So
Like,
so so Kazuya DLC basically.
not even. Like, let me just say this. Um, the one game I'm looking forward to the most is the game that I don't have access to, or maybe I do, and that's
Halo.
Psychonauts 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, no, wait, that happened already. Or am I tripping?
No, it didn't.
yeah, you were
Oh,
tripping.
No, it didn't. You're tripping.
Oh, okay.
Psychonauts
It
2
it should have happened.
is easily my most personal anticipated game because that's one of those games that you don't know about because you didn't play it, but you've heard of. But like when somebody has played it, they're like, "What's wrong with you? This game
Yeah,
is a
this game is awesome.
masterpiece."
It is, yeah.
And
Highly
it's like
underrated.
one of the biggest cult classics like that are slept on. And the sequel, like if you anybody who here watches Donkey, his reaction should have said it all. It was like Psychonauts 2. Like that was the only time he powered up that I've ever heard in his life. Like he's excited. I think that like anybody who knows what that game is gonna be freaking out. But anyway, let's get to it. So um I'm not comparing the Wholesome Direct to the Nintendo Direct in a traditional sense. It's more like the differences between how people reacted to the two things. And the reason why I'm even bringing up the Wholesome Direct is because I was watching it with Solace and Dread. Um they were like watching just catching up on E3 events like Squeenix and Microsoft. We watched the Microsoft one. I came in, I was just like, yo. And then somebody was like, watch the Wholesome Direct. And of course, somebody who has the best idea says, all right, drinking game. Take a drink every time you see a frog. Oh my god. Go watch the Wholesome Direct if you haven't seen it and try to do that for yourself. The Wholesome Direct was like I couldn't tell if it was like peak millennial presentation or peak Zoomer presentation. They seemed younger, I'll be honest. But either way, it was just one of the most like indie things I've ever seen in my life. Like they had three commentators, they all looked I don't know. I can't comment on their appearance. I don't remember the word to describe it. But they would pop in for like literal 5-second commentaries before going to like another 10 games being displayed. There was no less than 50, half of which were like simulators, cooking simulators, soup simulators. We have walking granny across the street simulator. We have farm simulator. We have barn simulator. We had everything. Like
Tractor
this,
Simulator.
yeah, like there were so many things. There were some JRPGs, there was some concept, like, kind of like what do you call it? Like what's the word I'm looking for? Experimental kind of things. Like there were some platformers, there were some story driven things, there were some JRPGs, there were some puzzle games, endless tangents. Oh my gosh. I was like very surprised, however, at how charming the whole direct was. So as a whole, it was pretty solid. Like a lot of promising titles looked like they were coming out of that whole direct. And apparently everybody hated the wholesome direct. And I have no idea why. I have no
What
idea why. I don't know what people were expecting. Were they expecting Breath of the Wild 2 to be announced on the wholesome direct? Because like these are people who are putting their heart and souls into their own like possibly even first projects, putting themselves out there. There was a medium, somebody came up with a way to highlight and spotlight all these indie devs and their games and their message, and then everybody just hated on it. And I'm just like, excuse me? Like, what did people want out of that? Was it because there were so many Soups games? I don't get it. Very charming. Yeah, like it was exactly as it advertised itself as. It was a very wholesome direct. And a lot of the games, although I don't find myself wanting to play anything like that, some of them kind of were funny. Like there was one about organizing things. Like literally all the mini games were just revolved around like putting things in order as if you have OCD. And Solus, who I was watching, was just like Dread, the other half of the stream, would totally play that game. She's gonna hate me for saying it, but like she'd play a game about organizing things. And then she was like extra mad because it was true, but like it was just one of those things where like, yeah, I probably would play that if I had OCD. I absolutely would. Um,
Sounds like a puzzle game. Sorry, go ahead.
so Chesney chimes in. They probably focused too much on the cringe factor. It's hard to really say that they were like trying to be cringe or like they were trying to avoid being cringe. They were just being themselves. I think that like people are super overly sensitive as to how people present themselves these days. There's like a whole war going on between the millennials and the zoomers. That's why I wasn't sure which side of the spectrum they were on. 'Cause I don't really recognize what's going on with that. But there was definitely a lot of the games. There was nothing but games, but it was kind of hard to tell what the actual direct, like the hosts were even trying to do, like why they were even there. So maybe that's why people hated it. I don't know. But who else saw the wholesome direct? That's all I want to get across.
I'm not sure if I saw the whole thing.
I did not.
And you already know that Panic didn't watch anything. So um go check it out. Like I want you guys to like report your thoughts on what the wholesome direct was like. Because it was definitely different. And it was definitely a nice fresh breath of air because there's just always with E3s, it's gotten so pumped with testosterone. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to appeal to this crowd of gamers. And who do you think when you think gamer? Like there's a certain image that pops up when you think gamer. I don't even think I would pop up in that image. Like no one was to picture somebody like me. I don't look like a typical gamer. I've only been called out in public once for looking
Angry,
like a gamer.
raging nerds.
Yeah, but like pale, fat, like just
Unhealthy.
unhealthy. Yeah, like no social skills, awkward. Like you don't like I think that stereotype is dying for sure.
Yeah, like that. I feel like dying. I feel like it's been dead for a while, personally. Like I can no, it can no longer be like it can no longer be pushed, in my opinion, between between MLG, like League, which is extremely public.
Oh, MLG, if anybody's paying attention to that, they have a whole different picture now. You have Chad but nerd version. It's just kind of weird. Like there's still stereotypes. I think a lot of people still haven't really outgrown those stereotypes. Um, but in the gaming world that's near extinct now, um I would definitely agree with that. However, however, you do have to consider what what do you think is actually happening in the gaming community now? What is the typical gaming monologue now? Like, who do you picture now?
Corey Kenshin.
Right, the influencers.
Like influencers, like there's a Maximilian. You
Yeah,
know,
they have given names and faces to the gaming community, and they're not
right?
all bad. Right, it's not like for Smash players, people have a stereotype, but Hungrybox went onto the news and he presented himself well. Like it was a win for the overall image, right?
I mean,
Um,
it's not like each and every one of us is I would say we make being dorks look cool and all right and normal now because
yeah,
So, sir,
Max
I
is
don't know what you're talking
definitely
about, sir.
like Max is definitely a dork, but he's like, you know, the most down to earth, like he's positive and confident with himself kind of dork because he knows who he is.
well, what do skeptics have to
I'm about
say?
to say, sir, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I am cool. The hell, I never once, never in my life did I ever think that
I know I'm
that might
cool
just
too.
that might just be the Leo talking.
I mean, well, I don't know. Everybody except for Singweaver here is cool, but anyway,
Yep, I'll just sip
um,
my tea.
yeah, you got that.
I at least know that I can be.
You are a dork, bro. You like you
Y'all, I
definitely.
mean, if y'all want to stay in your grand delusion of being cool, then that's cool. That's fine.
It is cool, exactly.
You're using the wrong word, first of all. The reason you're not cool because it's not dork, it's geek.
Yeah,
Who
he's a
I'll
geek.
says?
use,
But who
use
says
I use
geek?
I,
anymore.
That's why.
that's kind of the point I'm making. Like it used to be, what's the difference between a nerd and a geek? Nerds get recognized for the wrong reasons in terms of like nerdy has an image, but geek can go into anybody. You can be cool and still be a geek. So I've recognized myself as being a geek for a very long time. So,
Could
and
be
that,
such a
yes,
dork sometimes, though.
along with that,
Ooh, the
comes with being
chaos.
cool. No, it's okay to be a dork every once in a while. That's also what gets you the
But
ladies,
like,
just so you
Right.
know. So,
but like, it's like not even like I don't even like relate to. I think like what last time I even differentiated the two was maybe middle school. Like it's like these are terms that barely exist anymore. It's like
right, yeah,
just like how like oh yeah you're a geek for watching anime, and yet it's the most mainstream media
Yeah.
today. Some same
Today,
people that talked all that grease, all that like they're like, oh, hey, have you guys seen the latest episode of Dragon Ball Super? And I'm just like, mid,
So I
trash,
mean,
I mean,
mid. Don't talk to me.
they're all the. I mean, here's the grand delusion. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. Nerd, geek, dork. They all come from the
no,
same place.
I would like to say that Rhett and Link, their rap battle definitely has something to say about that.
I,
Really?
I, I was actually about to say I would disagree about being a nerd and a geek being the same. Now I'm not saying one's cooler than the other.
Well, okay.
And this,
They all come from like the same differentiation.
oh, okay,
Like if you have like
Thanks, Boomer.
it's weird. Like you could be watching like anime and be a geek about something, and they'll this was back in the day. I don't think it's happening now, but people will say like, "Oh, well, you're good at homework and you're a nerd," and it's just like, bro, I just
Well,
like
And
like
watching
even
anime.
if there's
even nerds are cool
the
these
most,
days. Nobody
I
thinks
like this is such a boomer argument.
it is. It's
and
very boomer. I think that like it's one of those things where people don't disrespect the intelligent anymore. It's like why was that even a thing? But anyway, so the whole idea is that they brought in influencers. You guys saw the different YouTubers and streamers come through, and like it's weird, right? You see these influencers come in and just like I don't know. I'm starting to realize that there is now a I don't want to say artificial. I want to say not genuine. No, I don't. I want to say there's almost like a certain sort of presence that an influencer and a content creator has now. It's getting to the point where you're not bringing in people, you're bringing in personalities now. Um, and that's what's going to start to become the image, right? It's going to become something that is a little less genuine, probably a little bit more attractive, but it's going to become a little bit more superficial. And I mean that in the best possible way when you think of a gamer, because now the people who are the face of gaming are the people who are the best at branding themselves.
Yeah,
And typically, those
ninja.
people, yeah, aren't necessarily representative of or representative of what a gamer's really like. So we're going from one like stereotypical or incorrect or not super accurate image to another, but it's like more attractive to the eye. Does that make sense?
No, it's like it's the argument of like someone being good. Like there might be somebody better than like zero. Okay, in this scenario, let's assume that there's a superior Smash player to a zero, but like he or she doesn't look the part, but like zero might. So like zero will get the public callbacks and all the other stuff like that.
I mean, they do this kind of stuff with like marketing and
Yeah, like
commercialism
it's a
like
marketing thing.
all
It's
the
the same thing.
time.
Like
And you gotta think about like who's really at the helms of these games. It's basically CEOs and businesses and marketers.
well,
Be
like
like,
people clean up you people. These people have to clean up their image. Like Ninja didn't always look and dress like how he looks and dresses now.
well,
Yeah,
okay,
well,
you're right. Ninja nowadays is like really like he's mellowed the hell out because now he's sitting around playing Final Fantasy 11 and
Right.
sometimes playing like Fortnite and other games. That's because he doesn't have to worry about anything anymore. He's already stacked, right? Like he can retire any day now.
Yeah, he really
and
can. Like he's
and
made a
be
couple mil
okay.
for no reason.
But
Right.
he did have to change his image, and he was like the face of Fortnite for a while, even though he wasn't the best at Fortnite. But granted, he was still good.
Hey, prime example. You're exactly right.
So
Like he's definitely like one of the easily like one of the best players, hands down. But like like there are a handful of people that are statistically superior players. But like shit happens. Like Ninja presents himself well enough in the public eye, so it's like yeah, we're gonna hit up Ninja.
right,
Right. See, and that's what's going on. So you have now this idea that we're gonna get what are they're real gamers, but like they have created an image of
Right.
themselves. You know what I mean? Like,
And
and
that
it's not a
brings
bad idea. It's
no,
not
it's
even
great. That's step one to gaining influence. Well, not step one, but like step one or two.
yeah. Like
right.
streaming should be one half image, other half game. Like if you're going to be in the gaming sphere, then it would
Well,
be
actually,
your ability to play games also.
hold on.
And I say should, I didn't
Time to
say
take
have to.
over. It's time to take over because this is a great argument. Skeptic is now manhandling the stream.
Uh-oh.
So so do you think that it's wrong that superior players don't get the credit they deserve because they don't look or act the part?
Ding 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 ding.
I think that's a shame. And honestly, like
But
if
do you feel like it's I don't say right or wrong, but like do you feel like it's like warranted? Like it's something that like they can fix they like choose to do type shit, or is it just like oh companies like who's like not like who's at fault? No, like is it right or wrong?
I think it for me it depends because evidently I'm going to relate this to anime. I was watching uh uh Hero Academia, right? And they're
Mm-hmm.
trying to go through interview training. And everybody in the class had like they had to say their powers, they had to say like, their name, their hero name and their image and what they fight for.
Right.
And
Careful on your information if you're
oh,
talking about the latest episode.
Oh yeah,
okay,
like don't mention anything in the most recent like 2 episodes.
okay, so I'll
No
keep it
spoilers.
I'll keep it like TLDR. So
Okay.
when you have like I'll even go back to like earlier like maybe how heroes will have like an image like All Might will have an image
Right.
to be
Right.
like he's the best, he's number one, and he
Right.
always keeps a smile, and
And
he's
what? That's
he's
a
the
great
strongest,
example.
right? And then you have people like Endeavor, who's number two.
Right.
But
Number
the
two.
but the media don't always go to Endeavor, even though
Right.
you can arguably say that he is near, if not almost, as powerful as All Might.
Well, okay. All Might is more powerful, but their feats and accomplishments are relatively the same.
Right. And Endeavor, for even though he's number two, they don't really put the camera on Endeavor. In fact,
Right, because his public figure was trash.
right. And so they'll be like, but All Might, with his big ass smile, they love him. They love and enjoy his company, and he has the personality to be showcasing what a hero is supposed to be.
Now take that and wind it back to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. All right. And again, without spoilers, think about what happened there. Like, one thing is to actually have the ability. Another thing is to actually play the part. And what's very interesting about how you put that is when I was talking about Hungry Box going onto the news to represent Smash, the community, like the chat in the comments was like, who would have been the best to do this? And it probably would have been Hungrybox was the general consensus because while there might be better players, there might be other players that are just as good. Like none of them, we don't know how they would have presented themselves on the news. Hungrybox completely crushed it. You know what I mean? He's a guy who knows how to be himself. He's a guy who knows how to relax. He's a guy who knows how to have humor without being obnoxious. Like he did it right. And a lot
Yeah.
of people couldn't do it that way. It would be a little embarrassing if it was something else.
Have you been watching his streams? at all?
I've been watching his videos. I don't tune into his streams, even though I'm like following. I always see him up there,
Okay.
but I
So
don't
there
spend a lot of time watching streams right about now.
so there is a reason why Hungrybox is now like the #1 streamer on Twitch. Nairo came back, so
Because I'm
obviously
like,
he took the crown back. So
well, is Nairo really back on Twitch?
no, he's on YouTube. So
Oh, well,
so
anyway, like Nairo, I'm about to say he's no more on Twitch because Nairo's gone. But anyway,
like he's trying to get his channel, but that's a whole other thing.
and Zero's gone.
So like Nairo is back on YouTube, and he gets thousands of views, comparable if not over Hungrybox on Twitch. And when you look at it, before Nairo came back, Hungrybox was basically the face of Smash, who did both melee and ultimate. And he had the personality, he had the energy, he had the look, because sometimes he was just wearing his team jersey,
Mhm.
and he would go into tournaments like every single day to represent melee and ultimate, and he never had like a bias against either one, and he always kept his streams positive. When you look
Yeah.
at like other streamers, other Smash streamers, they're okay, but then you have names like Leffen, who has certain notoriety behind his name. You have other Smashers who like MK and at max I would see him have like maybe 800 viewers at a time, like those are good days. He would normally
Yeah.
get like between 400 500 or something like that, but there's a reason for that. It's because he's not so like him being on a stream and in the face of the public is not as entertaining as just him whooping ass in a tournament.
Well, I mean, because you don't need to see him doing anything. You just it's for the gameplay.
Right.
Like you,
But
I don't
like
even have to.
but like
I
that
don't even have to get ahead.
I was just saying, like, Hungrybox is basically he presented himself. He made himself the positive outlook of like what Smash players should be. Like a very positive energy. Like he doesn't like when arguments came about in like the Smashiverse, like I'm just saying it that way. He didn't have
Whatever.
a strong negative or like a strong one-sided bias like some other people whose name I'm not going to say. He
You
said
don't gotta go there.
let's just watch and see what's going on.
Well, that said, I think that like it just it's worth stating that your image is kind of everything. Gaming right now is a very lucrative thing. Streaming content creation, like people who are the winners in that realm are the people who also know how to present themselves, know how to interact with people. It's more than just having a gaming skill. It's about how well you can be entertaining. It's
Exactly.
how your
Exactly.
image is presented. So now we're getting this shift to a certain image. And like now back to the wholesome direct. The whole reason why I was bringing all that up is that that didn't fit into that image. That fit into a whole different kind of a thing going on. Like they didn't look even by gaming on Twitch or YouTube standards, they looked different. And I think that's why it got so much hate because it fell more into the realm of like either I don't know which, but either the millennial or the zoomer. It was the war. Overexposure, right? So you know about cancel culture. And I just read an article recently about Manuel or Lee or whatever, Lin Manuel or something. I don't know. Miranda Lin Manuel. Somebody help me out with that one later. But the guy who did Hamilton, there was an article about how he went from corny to cool. And it was a commentary on how like stars go through this life cycle of being adored and then just being hated. And I'm just like overexposure. Absolutely. And who was it that Last Order said was his girl of choice, his star crush? She's from the Hunger Games. What was her name again? Help me out, guys.
I know who you're talking about. I don't have the name, but
Um,
Jennifer
Skeptic Jennifer
Lawrence.
Lawrence. Thank you. She knew, like she said, people are gonna get sick of me. Before it happened, she was just like, my face is everywhere. Like my posters are everywhere. People are going to hate me after a while. And that's what happens. I think that nowadays people are aware of that, and if they're going to consistently maintain like good, what is it what I want to say here, good social standing in the truest high school internet sense of the
Poor.
word. Yeah, like if people want to keep their popularity, they have to maintain their image. It can't go wrong. It can turn in like an instant just because the internet decides it.
Yeah.
And so now we have this weird kind of we have this weird kind of balance that we have to keep up now where people are going to need to present themselves almost perfectly as if they're celebrities, you know,
Yeah.
minus half of the, I mean, I'm not going to say that, but anyway, um, it's getting to a point where now it's less about the games and it's more about the people. Is that
Yeah.
starting to make sense?
Yeah. Because you have the number one ultimate player in the world lagging behind, like, even like not even people who are making like top. I mean, they're obviously good, but they also are good entertainers on streaming. So like MKLeo does not even touch Hungrybox in terms of numbers, or Nairo, but he is better at Smash than both of them.
Right.
So
And it's funny because like it just means it doesn't go to the best person anymore. Now it's more about, well, how well can this person present themselves? Because at the end of the day, these people are pulling in crowds, and like that crowd is something you can monetize, like advertising. I don't know, just advertising really. Like at this point,
oh yeah, no,
is
you're right.
it's kind of the big deal. Like when we think about esports, you think about League of Legends and how many people their world championship brings in. It's Super Bowl worthy. So there's the competitive aspect, yeah, but then on a day-to-day basis, there's the image. And
Right.
so I think that's what the Wholesome Direct kind of flared up. And I think it's worth talking about where the gaming community is headed from less of a game-centric thing, because E3 obviously wasn't the one like event to really bring the heat with the games, but it definitely did highlight a lot of the people things. And the Nintendo Direct, since I didn't even really get there in the 15 minutes, I'll just say is like that's the other side of it. People love Nintendo because they gave 'em exactly what they were looking for, almost. But mostly just everybody was crying until Breath of the Wild 2 was finally giving gameplay footage.
I
And
mean,
I'm just like,
ultimately, it's like we know it's just a bunch of kids just like memeing and just trolling in chat until their favorite game comes in, and then it's just like let's go, yeah! And you're like,
but at
bro,
the same time, there were so many games that were actually announced that people were excited for that it
yeah.
didn't matter.
Oh,
The more
his internet.
Up, taboo kicking in.
Like remember,
One more
so like
time.
the Smash reveal for Kazuya,
more time.
the Smash reveal for Kazuya. How many people were actually
Oh
like
yeah.
super excited for Kazuya to be in Smash? How
Not me.
like everybody was just like, "Oh, it's Kazuya." Like I'm honestly excited to see Kazuya in there
Bro,
cuz
I'm excited. Like I love Tekken. Tekken is my favorite game franchise.
like one thing I'm scared is that Kazuya be overpowered and take over the take over the game.
Nah, he looks pretty balanced actually.
I
Not
look
gonna lie.
forward to it.
I don't know. He has a 10-hit combo.
Yeah,
That
on the
scares
ground.
me.
What are his aerials? So
His yeah, I mean,
The Devil Slam.
right?
when he's in double mode though, do you start with that or is that built up by a meter?
I don't think it's a
It's probably
meter.
built up.
I think it might be built up, but it also might just be like, you know, an exact, like how Ryu, Ken, and Terry have like you can use B up B over B and all that other stuff to use
Yeah.
their specials.
Oh, okay,
Maybe
got you. Like if he does
Kazuya,
it,
when you use his
because he might do it in the
actual,
game.
yeah, like if you use his actual command, maybe he has like a stronger version, and Devil Jin comes out, maybe.
That might be a little difficult to do his aerials like that because he does have double gene aerials, but we're not gonna get into that.
Right.
I feel he's gonna be balanced. I feel he's gonna be strong on the ground and medium or mediocre, not bad, but like okay in the air.
Well, there's only a handful of people who are really bad in the air, like the Belmonts. They are atrocious in the air.
I wouldn't
Uh,
say
Low,
that.
Little Mac.
I wouldn't say they're like horrible, but they're not Little Mac. So
Who
Yeah,
is worse in
Little
the
Mac.
air? I
Little
would
Mac is
rather have
the
Little
worst in
Mac.
the
I
air.
would rather have Little Mac recovery.
So
Well, honestly, Little Mac Recovery is really good. I don't see people just don't know it yet. Well, if I'll
Like
wait for that to
Belmont's
sink in.
it's
recovery
good.
is
It's
like if they can't hit that stage, it's 100% raps,
it's
1000% raps.
it's
I'm
We're
good
not
talking
if
about
you
off
don't
stage.
like it's good if you can't it's good if you don't know like how Lil Mac is going to come back, but it's bad if you're like if you know what Lil Mac is going to do. Like, is he going to come? He has to come high, so I could just knock him away when he's coming back from high. If he's too low, it's like, well, he's dead.
Well, at
and
least he can do like a side,
Yeah, he could do that, but you know he's
that-
going to do it.
versus the
uh,
Belmonts who don't have any option other than tether.
Oh,
that's not
And
not
up
true.
B.
well,
They have up B too, and they also have their is it their side B that they like lunge forward, or do they need to be on the ground for that?
They need to be on the
No,
they
ground for
have to
that.
be on the ground. No. See,
They-
he's right about the recovery. The recovery is horrible.
their
They
recovery is more rough than Little Max for sure. But
yeah.
their aerials are not bad by any means.
Right.
They're the only ones that have micro tilt aerials, like you can slightly tilt it
Well,
up
I'm
and
just
down.
talking about the recovery then.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about recovery. I'm talking about the
Aerial
con-
combat.
aerial combat.
Yeah, I was talking about that with Panic the other day, I believe. I was just
Yeah.
like, Smash is a game of air fighting. And if Kazuya, I said, I don't know what he's going to do in the air because Tekken is just not known for it. But if his aerials are not good, he is a ground fighter, he might struggle. Because even Terry can get away with some stuff, even though he's not necessarily got as much on the in the air as he does on the ground, but he gets away with it because a lot of his moves, he's got like a million anti-airs.
Right? Freaking rising tackle hurts, bro.
Yeah, or even just his like his crack shoot, like he's got so many great moves to cover the air and bring people to the ground, where he wants to fight or to reset neutral so that they have to approach him at some point on the ground. Like he doesn't have to be met in the air. You know what I mean? That's not his game plan. So for Shotos, typically they thrive on doing exactly what you would do in a fighting game with an anti-air, the anti-air. But Kazuya, I don't think that Tekken's known for having anti-airs. So that's a valid concern, I think. I wonder how
Uh-oh.
Sakura's gonna overshoot that. Uh,
The internet is not kind.
Need that Fios gigabit.
I think he has pretty much something similar. But let's not really hang on to that kind of thing or hang on to that subject for too long unless we're going into what Panic wants to talk about in terms of Bethesda.
What?
Yes, please.
What now?
Your topic. Go now. Do it.
Oh, yeah. So it wasn't last stream, but there was a few streams ago that I brought up the fact that ZeniMax was bought by Microsoft. I can never remember that name. I had to look it up. ZeniMax is the parent company to Bethesda. So what does that mean? The Microsoft owns Bethesda. The conversation at hand at that point in time was whether or not, or wasn't the only thing at hand, but part of it was whether or not Bethesda games are only going to be
Exclusive.
Xbox and PC exclusives now. What was
Fine with
everybody's
that.
thought on that? Okay, you're fine with that. What was everybody's thought on that? Who felt that it would be? Because they said in the interview that it doesn't mean that the door is closed for PlayStation, but a lot of people are like, yeah,
Yeah.
they're probably going to be exclusives now.
It might, to be honest, if Microsoft bought the company and owned them, there isn't a lot of chances for no, because Microsoft now does do collaborations with them.
Yep, and it was the president, if I'm not mistaken, if it was it was the CEO
Bethesda.
of that division. No, it wasn't Bethesda, of that division of Microsoft, that was the one that said the door is not closed for Sony. I'm pretty sure it was Microsoft that said it and not Bethesda. But that beside the point. Part of E3, Starfield got released, and Starfield is a Xbox PC exclusive. So That
In general or timed?
nope, in general.
Okay.
That was that pretty much basically says what that what that means for the future. Although I found out recently that where the hell is it? There was two other games that were already in the works from Bethesda. Where is that thing? Where are they? Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo, which are Bethesda games, but they were already in the works for PS5. They're PS5 exclusives, but they were already in the works before Microsoft got ZeniMax. So that's outside of this conversation. But Bethesda, two lead workers in Bethesda had some interesting quotes to say the least on how they feel about how people feel about the exclusivity. So let's see, is this
Spill the tea.
Todd? Yeah, I'm looking for it right now. Todd Howard, is it believe that was his name? Um,
The CEO.
Todd of Bethesda.
Is he not?
I think so.
Or at least
Uh,
like the Sakurai of Bethesda.
yeah,
No,
I think.
I don't think Bethesda has a Sakurai.
It's Todd Howard.
Do you want to compare
Everything-
Todd Howard
Everything.
to the Legend
I'm
of
not.
Sakurai?
I am not comparing the skill. I'm saying the level in the company of which they stand for.
So you're talking about just big boss guy?
More or
If
less,
you gotta be careful, man. If
technically-
you're gonna start comparing
technically,
Sakurai to anybody, you better compare him to like Yoshi P or
I'm not. I'm not addressing the prestige.
Todd Howard said in a pretty nice way, said that you don't ever want to leave people out, but at the end of the day, your ability to stay focused and say this is the game I want to make and these are the platforms I want to make it on, and being able to really lean on those is going to make for a better product. Pretty much saying that the fact that we're able to only make it for Xbox and PC is going to make the game better. Not to mention that he thinks that all the you remember what I talked about last time? I said something about Microsoft, them making a whole TV and them putting Game Pass
Yeah,
on.
like Microsoft is like out here making moves. Like I don't know who took over and is like utilizing what they can do, but they're doing a decent job.
Yeah, and Todd Howard thinks that that's a good side to be on right now because of all the things that they're starting to get into. Now the other person, last name Hines, I don't know his first name. I can't find it right now. He is the head developer for
Pete,
Starfield, I believe. Pete Hines,
pretty sure.
Pete Hines. Okay, so he said if you're a big fan of stuff we make in a game that we're making and it is no longer available on your platform, I totally understand you are unhappy or pissed or whatever. I get it. Those are real feelings and frustrations. Then he said, I don't know how to allay the fears and concerns of PlayStation 5 fans other than to say, well, I'm a PS5 player myself and I've played games on that console. And there's games I'm going to continue playing on it. But if you want to play Starfield, it's on PC and Xbox. Sorry, all I can say is I apologize, but I'm certain that that's frustrating to folks, and there's not a whole lot I can do about it. Basically, saying, look, sorry, but not really. Deal with it.
I mean,
I was like, oh,
Hilarious.
can't really do it. You can't really do it. Like I think when Xbox or when Microsoft takes over a company, like they buy the company, they might go into the realm of Rare, where like they just become assimilated. And if we're talking about Bethesda, they bought them, and they're going to use their talents and assets. So it may just come down to exclusives coming from Bethesda, because Bethesda or Rare, apparently they're not Mojang, where it's Minecraft and Minecraft is like worldly, and if you take Minecraft away from people, people be mad, and apparently
Man,
wars
I don't know why
start.
people are in their bag. Like Xbox needs some like I need Microsoft to give me a reason to purchase an Xbox.
So
Like seriously.
you're right, because if Xbox had exclusives, there wouldn't be problems with how people are just not buying their consoles so much, or how like
And
like Xbox One, right? I honestly did not pay attention to the console at all. Not me, just me, right?
yeah,
And that's
I
the reason why is because there was more games and more exclusives on the PlayStation 4 that I cared for rather than the Xbox One.
I don't disagree with you, but I don't think that that Microsoft cares about their Xbox anymore. If they did, then Game Pass wouldn't be available on PC right now, nor would they be trying to put it on TVs. I think they're more focused on Game Pass right now.
And that's I don't think that's like the best move. Especially seeing how their Xbox, and you may be right about the whole Game Pass thing because although not all the games on Game Pass is on PC, trust me, I've
Uh,
checked.
I know, but they're
Yeah,
they're getting to the point. They're like they actually already announced that they're going to start putting more on there, and it's going to be more of their exclusive stuff, as well as it's going to be newer games and new releases.
they
That's
need
that's that they're working towards that basically.
that. As fine as that is, there are people out there who doesn't want to shovel out like hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars for a PC and just have a console right there. But right now, people don't have like a solid reason to have an Xbox right now. And I'm
Well,
saying,
they're gonna team up with Google and make everybody buy a Stadia.
like,
Yeah. Like I honestly, I don't feel that there like with everything going on, I don't feel that there's ever going to be a real reason to buy an Xbox. This now keep in mind, I'm saying
right?
this as a previous and still kind of Xbox fan. I when we first met, guys, do you remember I was the only one that had an
Man,
Xbox?
man was the only person with an Xbox.
Yeah,
And
And
that's weird considering we were in a gaming college.
right. And I stayed with them. I stayed with Xbox for a while. Like I I've I had the first Xbox. I got the Xbox 360. I got the Xbox One. I stayed with that for a while, and then Microsoft pissed me off, and I was just like,
Listen,
well, there's no other reason
it
anymore.
was it was all fun and games until Halo 4 came out, and you were like,
Nope, Halo 5,
Halo 5, and
Halo
you were
5
like,
came out.
you were like,
Man,
what in the fuck?
I was
we're
upset.
gonna have like a whole episode of just like panic. Like, let me tell you my saga. I was but a
Honestly,
wee lad.
I agree with you a little.
Dang it!
Best thing to
Cough up
happen.
that computer, Anima.
I went, dang it, Anima.
What did I do?
All right, there we go. You're good now.
There you
Continue
go.
what you're saying.
I didn't even see myself drop in frames, but okay. Um, no, seriously, like I think that Chezzy wants the story. I'll let him finish. I think that it's worth mentioning that it's along the same lines as what we were talking about earlier with free to play. You don't want to give people a paywall to get access to the stuff you're trying to sell. Right? The Xbox is a paywall. They're trying to make things more accessible. It's worked for Nintendo. Nintendo
But
simply just skimped on their hardware and made it a more affordable purchase. But what they're trying to do is like, well, everybody has a PC, right?
No.
Why don't we just give
Wait,
them?
wait, wait, hold on. Let me add into something like that. There are people out there that don't have like high end PCs or laptops, which is the reason why you have to have like the incentive to buy an Xbox, right? And I get your point for the paywall, which is the Xbox, but if you put your exclusives on the Xbox and just the Xbox and not on your Game Pass,
Xbox.
then people will buy the Xbox. So like say they put out if they put out Final Fantasy VII Remake on Steam and on the PlayStation 4, people probably wouldn't have gotten the PlayStation 4.
I agree.
Like
I agree as well.
so
Completely
like
agree.
15 didn't come out on the PC till like a year later. And people really wanted a PlayStation 4 for Final Fantasy 15, which I don't know what everybody's thoughts on 15 with that. But like there if Xbox were to make this smart, like business wise, then the games that they should be trying to do should be exclusives to their console alone and not the PC. Just the console.
But what if they're not trying to put all their chips into just the console though?
Then
Yeah,
I think at the end of the day, like they got burned that last console generation. They're creating some leverage.
well, here's the thing. Panic. I want you to look up um Microsoft making headway in Japan, because now
Hmm?
they're making headway in Japan. Yeah. So
Literally,
they're actually
Nani?
selling their products in Japan, and it's actually becoming a success.
Show me
in
the
some sort.
Carfax
So
because Bacana impossible.
yeah, I found it.
Um, I'm here for it. So should we keep or get rid of exclusives? Back to Skeptic Shippuden.
okay.
No, I think
we need to
we
keep
should
them.
keep exclusive.
Yeah,
I
we
think
need
should
we
Keep them.
we keep the exclusives so people have a reason to buy the console, and not have this confusion
But like
between anything.
Anima's argument is like just do better with the console, and then I will buy the console.
I
I
mean,
mean, that's
I don't disagree with that, but at the same time, like Microsoft has its exclusives, but it's putting its exclusives on more than just a console. So,
right.
like, it's still a Microsoft, we'll say Microsoft at this point, exclusive, but it's not exclusive to only their consoles, exclusive to PC, which is basically theirs because, Windows is Microsoft. And then the TVs that they're starting to come out with. So it's all still Microsoft.
Yeah. So I like I said, I also agree, but like Microsoft needs to really think about like what is their
What?
priority.
Hold
Sorry.
up. Sorry. You just told me to look this up. I need to take this away real quick. Last month, Microsoft sold 53,000 Xbox 360 consoles. Sorry. Before I continue this is probably because damn near
Wait,
everybody in Japan owns a
did you
PS3.
say
Hold on.
360?
Yeah.
Yes, hold on. It's probably because damn near everybody in Japan owns a PS3 and less people own the 360 console, so there's more people to sell the 360 console to. But let me finish the sentence. Last month, Microsoft sold 53,547 Xbox 360 consoles, according to figures compiled by Interbrain, compared to the sales of 33K of PS3. Like I just said, it's probably because most people in Japan have a PS3 than 360, and there's more people to sell a 360 to at this point in time.
Right.
But yeah, that's a lot. Oh wait, this was back in fucking 2008. Never mind, scratch that.
I'm like, bro, like this man said 360. Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
I'm
this
like,
is
did I miss something?
yeah.
No.
But
It's back in 2008. But that's a lot though.
well, I mean, the point is you need to look up first you need to look up recent article. But like the
Like
point
Man,
is
next thing,
no,
next thing,
but still
like
though,
next
that's
thing you're gonna tell me is that everyone's buying I don't know, picking Sonic 4. I was like, what? When did
No, everybody went out and bought an Xbox 360 when Sakurai told him to, and Banjo got announced for the for Smash. He was
Well,
like, "Go buy an Xbox." Everybody's like, "Okay."
yeah, well, actually, when Sakurai did say this is exclusive for Microsoft, go buy an Xbox. Microsoft spiked when Banjo came out in Smash, and they had like 360s and shit, and Xbox Ones being sold all over the place with people buying Game Passes. So Sakurai just did the best thing ever for
Sakurai
Microsoft.
is the best influencer.
Right, and so like that helped, and for like a solid week, I think people were just playing Banjo Kazooie, and it was amazing, and
People still playing Banjo Kazooie.
that was great marketing on their part, like amazing marketing, and if Microsoft can keep up like a strategy of, you can only play your games on our console, and we're going to have more exclusives, I'm pretty sure the games like even from Japan, which they should be targeting, like getting games from Japan to be exclusive on the Xbox,
That's a feat.
that is a feat. But if they can do that, they're going to really like pave their way in Japan and nonetheless from the West, because a lot of people like playing Eastern games, right? It's not just Western games anymore. East games are pretty good too. People know about that Square Enix. People know about that From Software. So,
Man,
like, I mean, and I can only relate this to Skeptic. How did you feel about the last Assassin's Creed if you played it?
Oh, the rabbit hole. Um,
The skeptic is not the only person you can relate this to. Go
Well,
ahead.
yeah, like
the
like
only
Kenny,
reason,
but like he might he's asking for the you know what
because like before I talk,
they just made they
yeah,
just made DLC, right?
right.
Expansion for the Valhalla one, which has been out for 2
I think,
years, at least 2. It's been more than 1.
yeah.
Um, man, listen, like the 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 uh the bias is strong, and I feel like my bias is justified, but the bias is indeed strong. Like I don't even know where to begin with Assassin's Creed. Just Assassin's Creed is
It,
a
ha-
a
it
female
hasn't even
cow
been 1 year yet.
that is forever pregnant. It's been more than a year. Stop it.
No, November 10th, 2020. Has not even been a year yet.
You serious? It feels so much longer than that.
2020
Wait, when did the one
November?
before that come out?
Huh? Before that, that was the Egypt
The
one, right?
Greek one? No,
Oh, the
Greek.
Greek one. Odyssey.
Yeah, that was the
And
Odyssey.
they
2018.
that's when it came
Hear me?
out.
Yeah, 2018.
Okay, so in my head, they probably ran together because like no, what month? Like, give me the
October
actual
2nd.
date.
October 2nd, 2018.
Okay, so like 2 years, literally 2 years, man. And did they release any DLC for that, like expansion wise? Out of
I
curiosity.
think for Odyssey, I think they did.
Okay, that must be what I'm thinking about because like I've seen like continuous for the past like 2 years, 3 years. I've seen like continuous Assassin's Creed content, and like it just streamlined as like one game to me. Like between Odyssey and freaking Valhalla. In all
Valhalla,
honesty,
Odyssey, and Origins.
and no, honestly, Origins, I will give it credit. It actually did something a little new. That's crazy. It's crazy. But
That's
but
what I was about to ask. Go ahead.
but like aside from that, it's just like Valhalla is so like if you were to take Assassin's Creed off of the title, I guarantee you people would not buy it. Like people are buying it because there's Assassin's Creed in the title.
That's rough.
Shit, I'm not buying it because Assassin's Creed is in the title. But again, this is coming from someone who actually loved the series at first. So I have my reasons.
Overexposure.
So
Assassin's Creed is in the running, the top 5 most convoluted video game stories. I just can't even with
I
it.
think.
I think. Go ahead.
Oh no. Well, only reason why I had to ask Skeptic because he and I had like a long conversation of like what was like our favorites and what was the best Assassin's Creed we've had. For me,
Ezio.
for me, it will always be Brotherhood,
Ezio.
and
Wait,
Brotherhood was
wait.
just like for me.
Skeptic says Ezio. Do you mean
All
from
3.
2? Oh, okay, all right.
All
That's what I was
3.
about to
It's
ask.
just
Okay.
he names all 3. I'm naming Brotherhood just for how superior it was as like a long-standing Assassin's Creed game. Like it was the second one, sure, but it was like you had your actual creed that you were literally the leader of, and we were all
Assassino.
assassinos.
Assassino.
And when we got into Revelation, like I didn't really so much hate Revelation.
It was inferior in terms of like all aroundness, but like I liked it as a closure to Ezio's story
Yeah, it was like supposed to be the end, right?
for him.
For it, well, for like the series, honestly, because that was also the end to the actual main character.
Oh right,
And
yeah, right.
And I mean, it was for like really like it was a weird like thing. Like if unless you've 100% beat like I think Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you wouldn't get like the clues as to what was going on in Revelation.
Hold up. Sorry, I have to point something out. The main character didn't die in Revelations. He was in
The one after
Connor's story,
that, 1776.
Assassin's Creed 3, but I don't remember the title. But he was in Connor's
It was
story.
just called 3, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, well, hold on. So, are you telling me he did not like end in Revelation because I'm
No, he
No, it was probably.
no he
I'm
didn't.
agreeing. I'm
It
agreeing
was
with
Encounter's
Panic.
story.
It was probably 3 as well.
let me double check this.
I remember because there were sequences in 3. Unless I really am mixing this up with Revelations, I'm pretty sure I'm not though. There's sequences in 3 that you had to go through a digital landscape with the main character whose name I can't remember right now.
Desmond.
Thank you, Desmond. Um,
um
you had to go through a digital landscape doing parkour shit with Desmond. I'm pretty sure that was 3.
see. Let's see. Because
And honestly, three wasn't even all that. Like people like the one part, was it like the boat, the sailing,
No, that
and then
was
they
4. That was
and
4.
no. 4 happened because of the sailing in 3.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes. They took that one good aspect and made an entire game out of it. I'm just like, really?
Pretty much. Hmm.
Which makes it one of
Okay.
the best, if not arguably the best one they ever came out with.
Yeah,
Gave you
I
something
think
else to do.
on paper, Black Flag was
Is the best.
the best one on
It
paper.
had the most replayability
Yeah.
because it wasn't just jumping off of roofs into bays of hell.
okay, yeah. So his story does end in Assassin's Creed 3.
Right.
Okay. And man, I don't remember Assassin's Creed 3.
And that's the problem.
I mean, like, yeah, and that is the issue. Like, that's like the majority of the fan base, sir. The last time I checked, we got to go into the past to fix something in the present, which will save the future because aliens in the future.
Oh my God, he's not even dead.
What, Desmond?
Oh, they just ejected his ass from the story?
Okay, I
he's
mean
comatose?
technically his body is dead,
Okay.
but his
Oh.
mind is in the
Mentally.
ether.
So spoiler alert, everybody. Whoever has
Mentally?
not played Assassin's Creed and
First of all,
go
I know, right?
spoilers.
Just spoiler alert. Come on, Sam.
At this point, I just don't care because like.
But that was why I specifically said he was. That's why I did not specifically say dead. I just said I'm pretty sure he was in Connor's story.
Well, okay. I think he should have been just dead at Assassin's Creed 3 then. Because, like, that's when everything was solved. When, like, they had this big conspiracy of, like, something's going to happen with planet Earth.
Apparently not, because we have, what, 5 more Assassin's Creeds?
Again, I think he should have, like, was ended, or should have ended, the game should have ended with 3, and at this point they're just using the name Assassin's Creed at this point.
I mean, it's exactly like I've got a cow that's still pregnant and lactating a lot. I can just keep getting milk.
Listen,
if you want to keep buying the milk,
if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. Anybody can chat. Anybody in chat can fact check me. Say that 10 times fast on what I'm about to say. But I'm pretty sure Desmond was killed off because the general public did not like him, if I'm not mistaken. And
I mean, to keep it $150, no one plays Assassin's Creed for the story. We play except for you, except for Panic.
So
we play Assassin's Creed so we can run and jump and assassino and.
All right, that's half true for me, right? That's half true for me. I also was invested in the story, right? But, like, the reason why Desmond was not popular is because they didn't even utilize him enough. Like, whenever you got to control him, it was just like...
His purpose was to die.
Oh, your abilities from when you had your memories was integrated to your actual abilities. And I'm like, oh my god. So you're basically training him to be an assassin, right? It was like, yeah, that's what we're doing. But they don't use him in that capacity. They're just like...
Man, it didn't even finish. That would have been actually a great finish. Like it got to the point where like he had like feats from like all of them. Oh my god, that would have been so much better.
Right, and he could have, like, because his world is in the future, like an assassin in that modern time. What if there was just an Assassin's Creed with just Desmond? And
that's
what it was supposed to lead up to.
Yeah, that's what I felt it was supposed to lead up to. That's what I was honestly hoping for.
Right.
And I also wished for, like, after Altair's story and what we got to do. I think it was his game that you got to fight off enemies during the credits. I was like, ooh.
Oh yeah, because he had one of the pieces of Eden.
Yeah,
the apple.
Yeah, and I was like,
Sap.
Ooh. Does that mean in the next Assassin's Creed we're going to like play half of the past, half of the future? Oh, that would be awesome. And then it didn't happen.
Right. So, like, as good as the story can or could have been, I think they slipped with that, with like the grand idea of being an assassin.
Well,
They might have
when you say
focused,
slip, what do you mean?
like, they probably focused too much on being an assassin in an era, because when you look at their commercials, it's never about Desmond. It's about,
Ever.
yeah,
What the
it's
hell is
about
Desmond?
it's about Altair, it's about Ezio, it's about the dude in Black Flag, it's about
Like the selling point of Assassin's Creed
Edward Kenway?
is a
Yeah.
assassin.
Yeah.
Thank you.
like
I'm
that.
I'm just sitting here in silence, it's like waiting.
Yeah, they like when you play Assassin's Creed, that's what they're focusing on. You know, the time period, but they never
Stabby stab stab.
they never really like continue the story that they were building. Somewhere along the line, somebody was like, "But what if Desmond was just the catalyst and had
Bro.
nothing to do with the story?"
Let me tell you right now, we could never go back to the present in any of Assassin's Creed games going forward, and it would still sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
That's
And
the
that
whole
bothers
point.
me. Yeah, and that bothers me. That's why I stopped buying it.
They focused on what was marketable, and that's where the story started to go to hell because they were just like, you know what? Nobody cares about this story we're trying to build. They just want to see people get killed. I'm like, all right, you know what? Assassin's Creed,
Yeah,
you really sold your soul here. Thanks.
But that's rape.
Like Assassin's Creed is like the poor man's Hitman.
they honestly shot themselves in the gut and the foot, stabbed their own hands, and they were just like, "I'm still
But it
good,
wasn't
right?"
like it was intentional. Like it's like, listen, cash rules everything around me. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you,
and
it's on purpose.
and yeah, and it fucked up the story, in my opinion. Like I
So
thought I was so ready to play as just Desmond. I really was in a like a city or landscape that was more modern. I was ready, but then
body
they
moving.
but they were like, no, 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 no. I'm like,
No.
oh, come on.
Listen,
All right.
now that we're done with the Assassin's Creed tangent, that was a whole 15-minute topic on its own. What else do we actually have for today's topics?
Unfortunately, that I mean, we can go through maybe 15 minutes more if you guys want to.
Well, who didn't we hit?
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really care. But if you guys want to go 15 minutes more,
Nope.
I kind of like yours.
What is it? Elden Ring?
Chaos. No.
No.
His topic. Chaos, bro. I'm here
I
for it.
have to
I'm
kill
feeding.
chaos.
Feeding the people, man.
I'll
Like,
leave it to a
I'm
vote.
over here eating.
I'll leave it to a vote.
I want it.
All right, Panic.
Oh, did Anima vote?
Yeah.
Not
he
yet.
said
We're here
no.
for the smoke, bro.
He was like,
I'm-
no.
Oh, he said no.
He said
I'm-
no.
I'm voting for actual E3 coverage. Like
Okay,
Elden Ring
that's
was
fair.
a big announcement, but like
That's
I think we
fair.
haven't really touched on a lot.
No,
of what
no,
happened.
like his subject is entirely different.
Yeah, it's like the MMO wars or something.
I know.
Um,
That's
MMO
I'm
wars.
actually curious about it because me and Skeptic like MMOs. That's why we're curious.
Okay, all right. Well, we won't go on a tangent, so we'll meet the Aeon Anima halfway.
Oh, I'm gonna stay silent for this thing.
Well, I mean, speak.
I mean, really, like, oh, you'll help Panic? Okay. All right. Well, last subject. So recently I posted a video where I said I, as a Final Fantasy 14 player, was playing World of Warcraft now, which caused a bit of an uproar in the community because you would
Influence.
hear like every other day, World of Warcraft player moving over to 14 all the time. It's happening. They're having another exodus. They're losing players. It's bleeding. WoW is bad now. Activision Blizzard is a bad company. Activision
what?
is a bad company. Yes.
Well, I mean, because of that, or just in general, we're talking here.
no,
Well-
Blizzard's been really killing their rep as a whole.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So in general, yeah, I was wondering what people were basing that off. They're like, what? People going to 14? Man, fuck Blizzard. I was like, what? That's not a good reason to say fuck Blizzard.
Yeah,
say fuck
they
Blizzard because you don't like what they're doing.
yeah, Active Blizzard is like really just
Active Blizzard.
yeah, Active Blizzard. Active Blizzard is really just tanking because of their business decisions. Like they're sitting
Blizzard.
they for a couple things. they're really into the Chinese market, so they're catering to like that side of the
Mhm.
market and ignoring like everyone else's like worry and plea. They're taking one of their mainline Diablo series and they're just putting it on the phone. Wow.
Oh yeah, I
And
remember that.
and we're just
Ooh, that
like,
was funny.
but it looks like it can work on the PC, and it was like, but don't you have phones? And we're
But
like,
don't you have phones?
for real though? Did you just say
Worst
that?
argument ever.
And you know that it. I get the Chinese market is very lucrative, but you're in the world of gaming, and people all around the world want gaming. But that's not the point here. The MMO world in particular, for WoW, people have been leaving that game again because of their decisions on how they're really going
Well,
about with the end game of World of Warcraft, which is pissing a lot of people off. A lot of monotony, a lot of grinding, a lot of boring
It's
crap. People literally fell asleep
but it's
while
what
playing the
are we
game.
talking post game
We're
post
talking
story?
well post story, yeah, end game.
Man, if they don't leave WoW alone, it has nothing else to prove.
So unless you've because I don't know if I could say the same thing. I don't
How
think
can you not,
anyone here can say the same thing because no one here for the except for maybe Panic has played World of Warcraft.
bro? Like they've like pioneered the modern MMO.
But like they're like as a like one of those pioneers, right? You would have you would think that while they have come out with an expansion, they've kept it with the same quality of gaming to like even improved on it since that time. But
um,
it from the reports that I'm hearing, because I've not reached that point, there's just been like people just been like I can't really say. I'm just gonna say that they're
I mean,
complaining a lot because the end game is just not good.
yeah,
but
okay.
they've got
So
20 years of content. Like, what is this?
yeah,
20 years. Okay, let me tell you, Skeptic. I'm gonna tell you this right now. The game forced me into BFA, which is the expansion before Shadowlands, and I'm trying to go through Burning Crusade. Right? You can only
Mm.
go up to level 60. I'm at level 25 and I'm trying to go through Burning Crusade, right? And after Burning Crusade, it's the Lich King. After Lich King, I think it's
Pandora, the
no,
Mist of
no
no,
Cataclysm.
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 So it's
Yeah,
Cataclysm,
Cataclysm. Yeah, yeah.
Cataclysm.
and then Mist of Pandaria, I think, and then Legion,
Yes. Yes.
and all those expansions, right? I want to go through. By the time I hit Wrath of the Lich King, I will be max level. So the
So
game is trying to push me into BFA so that I am ready for endgame by BFA without me
so
going through the entirety of the game.
so
Oh, okay,
here's a
that's problematic.
yeah, no, well, here's a overall problem with that. So this is why I asked if you were playing the original vanilla. So with each expansion, they raised the level cap
Right.
by 10 points. So
So it's like
original vanilla
60,
was
70,
yeah,
and then 80.
yeah, original vanilla was 60. Burning Crusade was 70 and Wrath of the Lich King is 80. And it kept going up from there. Cataclysm is 90.
Right.
So
Mr. Pandaria is 100.
so
So like
where do you think they are at Panic right now?
uh they should be at 140.
So they're at 60
No,
because
no,
they
no.
did no. They did a level crunch.
Hold up. So hold on. So before I even ask you that, let me get into to some complaints that were happening while I was still playing the game. So by the time Cataclysm came out, yeah, by the time Cataclysm came out, people were starting to complain about the way the game was being done, being catered more towards the
Higher
general
levels.
mass. No, catered more towards the
Casuals?
casual gamers. There, thank you.
Oh,
Being
really?
yeah, it was being catered more to the casuals, and that's why people were complaining because it's like, well, this shit's gotten a little bit too easy. Like, and back in vanilla, I used to bust my ass, but it was a fun bust my ass. And now you're making this game too simple. I don't like that.
Mm.
That was the complaints that people were getting by the time Cataclysm came out. So when you say that there's a level crunch, please, and I can probably look this up. I might do that later. I might even
No,
write something
you can
about it.
do it
But
right now. You can do it right
I
now. They're max level right now in retail WoW is level 60.
See, that's okay. So you keep saying retail. What does that mean?
So there
Vanilla?
are
Oh,
two different.
retail, as in RETAIL. Is that what you're saying?
So when you say
Well,
vanilla
wait.
WoW,
What did you think he meant?
because
So there's different retail. So
okay,
RETALE. That's what I was hearing.
there are two different versions of World of Warcraft. There is
Like I
retail,
know that
okay, but I'm trying to
when you
differentiate
said
here. When
when
when I
you
s- yeah, when I say
I
retail,
just need you to spell retail for me. What
like
you're saying, I just need you to spell that for me.
Like store
RETA
bought?
RETAIL.
Okay, so every time you said retail, I was hearing and picturing RETALE,
Oh,
Well, what does
as
that
in
mean for you?
retail, like you retail, you tell
Like,
tell a
no,
tale again.
no. When
like the retelling
I
of.
if I
Yes.
were to say that, I
Uh,
would say classic, and that's what it's
Okay.
called, classic WoW.
And right, and that's what I thought you were talking about. Every time you said retail, I'm like, but that sounds like the bullshit classic one.
So you,
Okay, so you're saying like retail value retail. Sorry, now
yeah.
continue. Go
So like,
ahead.
so yeah.
this
So
guy.
in right for sakes of purposes, for those who don't know, vanilla WoW is now retail WoW, and
Yay.
and classic WoW is the WoW from back in the day when it first came out. They have two different. That's the two different versions. You have retail WoW. You can play classic, but
What the fuck? I'm sorry, I'm reading.
but but retail WoW has like this real kind of like it ignores the story. It pushes newer players to its most recent content, and it wants you to be at end game as fast as possible, which is kind of destroying my groove because I like to go through the entirety of the game. And I'm starting with the first expansion, which is Burning Crusade. I want to go through Burning Crusade. But the game is really trying to push me to BFA. So ignoring all that, by the time I'm done Burning Crusade, I'll probably be level 40. When I'm done with Wrath of the Lich King, I'll be level 60, which is level cap. And then basically I'm going through all the other expansions because I just want to now.
Question.
Hmm?
What does BFA mean again?
Battle for
Battle for
Azeroth.
Azeroth. It's one of the DLCs.
Yeah.
Oh.
You mean the expansion?
Sorry, same difference in my head. Yes.
Yeah. So there are like 9 or 8 expansions, I think.
We can count them: Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm, Mr. Pandaria, uh, Battle for Azeroth, and Shadowlands. So 7. Am I
Legion.
missing one in between that? Legion. Sorry. So yeah, 8. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I,
8.
Legion.
I counted 7 though, just now.
No, Burning Crusade, Wrath of the
Uh-huh.
Lich King,
Uh-huh.
Cataclysm, Mr.
Uh-huh.
Pandaria,
Uh-huh.
Legion,
Uh-huh.
Battle for Azeroth. Oh, yeah, I miscounted. Sorry. Yeah, 7.
Okay.
Okay, so and
Math.
Shadowlands.
Yeah, and Shadowlands. I said that last. I was about to say it last. I just put my finger up. But yeah, that's 7.
That's oh my god,
So,
you're mixing me up here. That's definitely. I thought that was 8.
oh my goodness gracious.
Burning
Was this?
Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm, Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm, Mr. Pandaria, Legion, Battle for Azeroth, Shadowlands. That's 7. I counted on my
that's
fingers.
that's 7.
Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm, Mr. Pandaria, Warlords of Draenor,
Oh, I
Legion,
forgot about that. That
but
introduced the Squid Boys. Yeah, I forgot
right,
about them.
and
See?
Shadowlands. So there's 8.
Yeah, okay, so it's 8.
Squid
Yeah,
Con
I was
boys.
forgetting that.
And I like how at Shadowlands it's like level cap 60. I can't.
So did WoW always do that, or is this like a recent development?
This is a recent.
This is a
Yeah, it's
Shadowlands.
recent. Yeah.
Okay, so like they
was
recently
it.
started fucking up. They recently started fucking up. So
Yeah.
Wait,
all the
hold on.
complaints are coming from this.
Wait. So what's funny is that you say that, but this is why I brought up what I said earlier. They're catering more to the casual gamers. So I'm gonna read this one sentence. The level squish, as well as all the other changes and new content Shadowlands introduced, help make it become the fastest selling PC game of all time. They're catering to the casuals, and that's the main complaint. That is the overall main complaint.
But like they didn't start catering to the casuals until this.
No, they've been catering to the casuals ever since honestly Wrath of the Lich King.
So, well,
Really? That far back?
that's kind of
Yes.
debatable because people would say that Wrath of the Lich King is one of the best expansions that came out for a while, and that
Yes.
really kept things the same until what came after Wrath?
No, it didn't. It didn't keep things the same. It
Gotta
kept
remember that title.
levels.
Well,
It
okay.
kept
We have to remember catering to casuals. We had to use that later.
So like when it came to Wrath, right? I think they had like a boosted system in Wrath of the Lich
yes,
King.
they did. Not to
And
mention they had the way the trees worked.
Right.
They started to. They didn't do it completely until Cataclysm, but they started to consolidate how some of the trees worked and make it real simple. Like it started in Wrath of the Lich King, but it got full force in Cataclysm.
Okay. And
Now,
It's
go ahead.
I remember that Cataclysm was when it actually people started complaining and they started dropping the ball. And
Mhm.
then Mr. Pandaria kind of accentuated on that. Warlords of Draenor was like
Accentuated. What?
they really stretched
exacerbated.
they stretched their formula to Mr. Pandaria to the point where people were just like, it's like this is the same fucking thing that we complaining about before and you did not do anything about it. And then after that it's mixed because I don't know all that much about Warlords, Legion, or BFA, but I heard like BFA was like the worst one for everybody. And it was like because of BFA a lot of people switched over to 14. And then Shadowlands comes back. People want to give it a chance with Shadowlands. Level Squish, they could ignore all that, right? But when they got to the end game of Shadowlands, they're like, I feel like I have some sort of obligation to play, and they're really trying to push me to keep playing, but everything is just boring, broken, and it feels like you're wasting my time. And
Yeah, 'cause
my
it's
main
not
complaint
working
about
for
that is like you're playing a game to waste time. But their rebuttal for that to me is that but I don't feel fulfilled or satisfied or feel like anything is getting done. Like
yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
can't discredit that.
I actually completely agree with that. Like
That's Enema's entire issue with
but
Enema.
but the thing is that the thing with me and you, Skeptic, we actually feel like we're getting something done in game. When developers take that away, which is what sometimes or most of the time happens when you reach level cap, then what other reason do you have to play the game other than to waste time? At that point, like it's no longer all right, I'm getting something done in this game at least. It's more of I'm just doing this just to fucking do this. Like, and that becomes a real problem because most
Yeah.
people, when at least for MMOs, and I'm pretty sure you agree with this, Skeptic, when you're playing an MMO, at least you feel like you're making progress. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what you're doing, like you're making progress towards something. Even at level cap, you are not at your best. So you're usually making progress to be at your best. Or
right.
at least if you're at the best, stay the best. So when that's taken away, what else is there? What other reason is there to play the MMO?
so
Right. The great equalizer. You see what happens when you take away the ability to create what is called prestige. You take away any real like longevity in a game. And the problem with doing that is that while you're definitely going to make money, you're going to lose the core audience that really boistered the whole entire community in the first place.
Yeah.
Monkey Paw. It's one of those things where, yeah, okay, so for the short term it'll work out, but you're killing the golden goose, you know? You're not going to keep getting those golden eggs if the community that made it what it once was is gone. And it'll eventually die out. It'll become a husk of what it was. And
But
people
is
join
this
games like that not just for progression, but for community as well, because a
that's
lot of that
true.
stuff you have to do is in a group.
That
You
too.
don't get much done in the end game without an actual number of people to do it with. And if
Yeah,
you're catering to casuals, well, you're not going to have those OGs who are really going to sell you on really what you're doing.
it's kind of confusing because
okay,
as a
fair enough.
casual myself,
Nah,
I
why
I
you
feel
lying?
like I'm being rushed to endgame. So
Stop the cap.
so
Cap, cap.
This boy's a whole MMO YouTube
Like
personality.
I know. That's an MMO YouTube personality. As a casual, this cap.
That's a casual.
Why you lying, bro?
Listen. In World of Warcraft, I'm a casual. Okay,
Oh my god.
I
You're
don't.
just new.
I'm pretty sure I'm just a casual in that game. I have not played World of Warcraft
Yeah.
like that.
Just like Kirito in gun.
Bro. This is the
Gun
first
Gale?
time I've played World of
Gun Gale.
Warcraft in like a more consistent basis.
So was Kirito in Gun Gale.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. I'm
Was
maybe
Kirito
I'm
not a
pretty much a
casual in
noob
Gun Gale?
casual, sir. That's all it is that I am. in
Lies.
WoW.
That's even more cap
what
than
would
before.
you? Okay, so what would you say? I'm like a hardcore MMOer. Like I know life the fucking game or something.
I mean,
It
it wouldn't be too far from the truth.
Directly before that.
Just a noob.
Like, I wouldn't say that you shut up. I wouldn't say that you know like whatever tier comes before that.
I
I'm about to choke over here.
Like what the fuck, dude? Like okay.
Like why you lying to
No
your
matter
audience?
how much you call, I don't know what the fuck you guys gonna call me, but I consider myself
I would
at
call
least
you
a
an MMO
noob
expert.
to World of
I would call
Warcraft.
you-
But I don't
would
know
call you
it.
an MMO
Listen, I
expert.
don't know fuck jack shit about World of Warcraft. All I know
Alright.
is to click fucking buttons. All right, and I've been told
Okay.
left and right
Isn't that
by
what all
every
gamers
World of
do?
Warcraft player that I should have goddamn add-ons. Which now the game is centered around add-ons. No
True.
shit. They're like you can't play the fucking game vanilla anymore. You apparently need to have add-ons for it to actually goddamn work, especially in dungeons and raiding. So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm just
So-
trying to go through the game.
You want to know
You'll figure it
something
out.
about the add-on? So I'm not gonna lie, add-ons make that game way easier, especially in dungeons. There's just too much shit that you can do in that game. There are too
Additional
many buttons.
add-ons?
No.
That is
Panic. Let me tell you.
2 minutes.
Let me tell you.
Start the timer.
In raids, they say that you cannot go into the raids at all without BDM. And what BDM is a third-party software that tells you how the raid fights are going to go.
Wait,
Every
alright.
single
Yeah,
transition,
that-
every
that-
single
so
move,
no,
and there's a voice in the background that tells
I don't want to hear anything else because that screams
So-
casual.
Wait. So
Like-
wait. Never in my life.
Let
So
me tell
is-
you, Panic, everyone has it.
So we need
Bruh.
in order to do a raid in WoW, we need Cortana.
But
Is what you're saying to me.
But the reason why they have to have it is because their raids have too much RNG. It always changes its transition. You don't know what it's going to do next.
Well, I'm not going to
It's
ask that.
not
I'm not gonna ask that.
listen, they do not choreograph these raids in the right way. For some reason, after I think Mr. Pandaria is where they said raids became random and nearly like undoable unless you spent hours upon hours upon hours of time dying and redoing and hoping the RNG is right for you to pass
That's
the raid.
bad.
And that's
That's
why
so
they
bad.
said you need BDM.
That's so bad.
It is. But that's what I
Mm.
mean, I'm scared of that, but it's like I want to experience the story going up to endgame. And
Bruh.
and that's all I really want, but if the game is telling me that you don't need any of these past expansions, you only need BFA. That's all you really want to do is BFA.
Just
And-
just take World of Warcraft and throw it in the bin with Halo and Assassin's Creed, bro. Like
Okay, all right.
Yo,
I mean,
sit in the bed.
I was trying to come to their defense because, like, y'all started the argument off like that's like me going into the Hidden Leaf Village and going like, "Damn, Third Okage, you really fell off." Like, bruh,
Trust me,
Man,
the reason why
can't
I
fall
am
off after being on the on Mount Rushmore. What the hell?
all right,
It's making-
listen. I'm trying to play the game for the sake and purpose of finding out like what they feel like, or how the game actually was, see its history, because it's one of the greatest, I guess, MMOs of all time. Supposedly it's a legendary game, apparently.
it
And
is.
it is, and
It-
I want to go through it, see like what kind of game it was, see the changes, and after that I'll check out Classic, see the actual changes, And
let me
what's
let
up?
me read this to you. Let me just read this to you real quick. So a player named Double Agent, uh, as Shadowlands was released on November 23rd. Now this is not um off like this isn't rare because people do it all the time, but the way he did it is rare. So when Shadowlands was released, November 23rd, it took this character 18 days to reach the new level cap of 60. He was already at level cap. When you're at level cap, when you get Shadowlands, you get put down to 50. So it put him from 50 to 60. The way this man got to level 60, and again, this just screams casual in my head. So I'm going to read the top of the paragraph. One player has once again defied the odds as he was able to reach the game's new level cap of 60 without ever leaving Wandering Isle. I believe it's the starting area for the for the Pandarians. Only through picking flowers, keeping his pacifist Pandarian monk neutral, aka he is not allied with Alliance or Horde. He reached level 60 in 18 days. Just picking flowers,
Bro,
not
that
even
that
leaving the starting area.
that
Bruh,
man pulled a South Park, bro. Are you serious?
He did a
but he
challenge.
did. He did a challenge, but the point is, you would think it would take longer than 18 days to do that.
Oh
Mm.
no, yeah, they really give you the experience. They throw it at you. They
That's so
really
wild.
they really want you to be at endgame because
You know
now
what's
World of Warcraft is based around endgame.
what's crazy?
All of that.
Imagine back in the day, yo, when you saw somebody who was level 60, you had fear in your heart, bro. Like you had to wonder what kind of thing they went through, like what kind of gruesome, terrifying stuff did this guy see? He's like, I just picked flowers in the field. So much fun. I'm level 60, guy. How's it going?
Right? How
Look,
you doing?
ooh,
How's it
look at that
going?
really
The
cool
easiness of it,
pen.
man. I've went through extreme hardship.
Level 55 garden hoe for me here. I'm gonna keep on gardening over here.
My hands are blistered from the stems of the roses.
At the end
All
of the
right.
day, though, I have
From
the
the
Years of
shovel.
intense training
listen. At the
in
end
the
of the
garden.
day, though, just to I'm getting a
Oh
phone call for
God!
some reason.
Turn your phone off.
I
That's
know, right?
not.
Alright, have we gone to the movies?
that is not professionals.
Uh, So Sinkweaver has been exiled from the podcast.
I'm still
Indeed.
here. We're gonna end it here.
We're gonna
Are we?
rename the podcast to
At the
C2C,
No,
at
we've
the
got
end of the
8 minutes.
day, right?
Catering to Casual podcast.
Yep, catering to
I'm your
casual.
host, the Casual Anima.
What's sad is that's
The
a really good name. That
the
is a
casual.
really good name.
Yeah, like how'd you come up?
Name.
How'd you come up with that? Like how?
You
How, Sway?
you were like catering to casuals, which remember that name for later. I was like, actually, that sounds like a solid name. It's a very solid name. We're gonna use it. We're gonna coin it. Don't worry.
That's what when you edit this later, Sync. That's what the title of this podcast is.
Cater-
Catering to casuals.
Catering to casuals. Well, we're gonna end it
Yes.
off. I guess we're gonna end it off here. Point is, though,
Closing.
I have the
closing,
eyes of both
words.
both sides watching me now, and it's getting
Yes, you do.
it's getting kind
Enjoy
of
it.
ridiculous.
It's called influence.
It's called I don't want it.
No, it's called You Do
You
Want It. You just need to know.
I'm about to say it's called You Do Want It. What
There's
the
a
heck?
l-
Don't
there's-
turn into the Flappy Birds guy. Don't do that. Don't play yourself.
You should see some of these comments. It's ridiculous.
I believe you.
Honestly, they
Ridiculous.
just come here to hate. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah, man. You need to eat it, bro.
there's a
come
lot
on,
of danger into eating that. It's called Twitter,
No, it's
and
not.
Twitter's
You need
bad.
to use-
It's-
Listen, man. Darkness can't be controlled. It can be channeled.
oh, I dare you to
Has
go on Twitter.
Xehanort
Bro, I
taught you nothing?
dare you to go on Twitter. I dare you.
Have you
Bruh.
just-
learned nothing?
Learn a lesson from Long
You
Beach
have-
Griffey. You got this.
If you have come this far and still you understand nothing.
You don't even understand your own power.
Listen, I think
Akuma,
I think there's
2021.
a famous character in World of Warcraft that says, "You are not
I
ready."
picked flowers.
You're an ass. You know that?
Wait, what happened? What happened? Flowers?
Oh,
the flowers, right.
Character that said, I picked flowers.
Yeah,
I-
it's
Bro.
definitely my
but-
character. About to just
Hey.
pick flowers to level now.
But you know, you get an XP boost from the time flowers though.
Apparently.
So done with you.
It makes sense if they're all time flowers. Him doing it that quickly.
That does make sense.
This is just a community I have to be careful with. Just you don't just jump into the WoW community and expect everything to be okay.
Bro, yeah. Oh, you can do it, man. You need to have the not even thick skin. Like you need almost
technical levels of skin.
Technical levels.
Adamantium organs.
You mean the technical levels of no giving a fucks?
You need an iron. You need a vibranium gut, and you need to eat it.
Oh god.
Alright.
I best start watching more technical videos then.
No, man, you got this. Just be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like us.
Be cool doesn't do shit. Doesn't do shit.
Man, yes it does, bro.
Being cool only get my name blasted on Twitter.
Yes, that's what you want.
No. Oh
yes, it is.
You do not understand Twitter.
He may live
I'm
in
telling
infamy.
you know what? I don't have a complete and entire understanding of Twitter, but I can tell you right now, darkness can be channeled.
You can drink the tears.
You guys you guys need to go on Twitter more. I can't help you guys.
Like
you guys don't understand. You do not know the garbage dumpster fire of hell that is Twitter.
Man, it's not a total cesspool. Let's be honest.
Yes, it is.
You need to. No, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying, like you can use that energy. Yeah, exactly, and like feed it, man. Dude.
We're gonna have a long discussion of Twitter
next time on the 814 podcast.
Everybody,
how to hone the darkness and make it your weapon.
We'll be seeing you guys later.
Featuring the Dawnbringer.
God.
You're no longer the Sync Weaver. You're the Dawnbringer now.
That's the Dawnbringer. Special guest.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Oh my god.